Every time you open Instagram, search on Google, or send a message, something happens in milliseconds that most engineers never fully think through. A request leaves your device, travels across the internet, hits a machine somewhere in the world, and comes back with exactly what you asked for. That invisible handshake, that's client-server architecture. And if you're serious about system design, this is where it all begins. The client is anything that makes a request. Your browser, your mobile app, a CLI tool. What they all have in common, they don't store or process the data. They ask for it. The client's job is to send a well-formed request and render whatever comes back. The server is the machine, or more accurately, the process, sitting on the other end, waiting. It listens for incoming requests, does the work, reads from a database, runs business logic, calls another service, and returns a response. Servers don't care who's asking. They care about the request. Here's what actually happens when you hit enter on a URL. Your client sends an HTTP request, a structured message with a method, headers, and sometimes a body. That request travels over TCP/IP to an IP address. The server receives it, processes it, and fires back an HTTP response, a status code, headers, and a body. Done. That entire cycle, under good conditions, takes under 100 milliseconds. Here's the part most people gloss over. HTTP is stateless. Every request is fresh. The server has no memory of what you asked before. That's why we have cookies, sessions, and tokens. They're not hacks. They're the mechanism that adds identity and continuity to a protocol that's deliberately amnesiac. Why did the entire internet converge on this model? Because it separates concerns cleanly. Clients can change, web, mobile, desktop, without touching the server. Servers can be replicated, scaled horizontally, swapped out, without clients knowing. This decoupling is what makes scaling possible. It's the foundation every load balancer, CDN, and microservice is built on top of. When you design a system, the client-server boundary is your first architectural decision. What lives on the client? What goes to the server? What gets cached where? Get this wrong, and you'll be fighting latency, security holes, and overfetching data for the life of the product. Get it right, and everything downstream becomes cleaner. Client-server is the bedrock. Everything we cover in this series, load balancers, caching, databases, message queues, they all assume you've internalized this model. Next episode, we go one level deeper into the network layer. If this clicked, subscribe. We're building this series one concept at a time.